do that. All right, so I'm going to show you a little bit of just from, well, is it going to work? There we go. Noodle Tools, and another reason why I like it so much, and just, again, it's just a refresher, and I know you guys kind of know this. This is the two classes that I'm working with. Yours, when we finally get there, is going to be Whitfield Honors English spring semester, and you'll see it up there, new project. So I'll walk you through that. Please do not try to do the Noodle Tools yet, because there's a certain spot that I want you to click. There are a lot of people, they for some reason they'll submit it, but they forget to check that box. And when they don't check the box, the project's not shared with me, and it ends up being very complicated. So just don't do anything yet to that. But I want to show you, let me go back to my dashboard, hopefully. All right, I have complications. A lot of you too, if you're trying to get on Noodle Tools, it's going to ask you about DH Conley and the password for DH Conley. It's going to have to reset. I'll walk you through that too at that time. I had to do it yesterday when I was working on it. What happened here? My projects. All right, so I have a fake project, if it ever comes up. There we go. Several of them actually, but I've been using the Great Gatsby example. And we're talking about note cards, and I'm losing my voice. Nothing like a spot of coffee. All right, so on note cards, what I'm doing with note cards, anytime that you use something, and you guys are going to look up some things for your research, because it's not going to be necessarily your original idea. I want someone else's sources and things. You'll put in your sources, and from that source, you should have some quotes. You should have some information. You'll probably end up doing some summaries, and I say summaries because I do want your research paper to be your writing and not someone else's. We can't quote every sentence. And what I mean, a quote is a direct pull quote from wherever that you're looking at. So it's not like someone actually said something, like he said, blank, 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 blank. That's a quote. A lot of people look at that, but just information that's copied right from another thing is also a quote. Right from an article, word for word, that's a quote. We want you to summarize it. All right, so if you're looking at my page right now, and hopefully I know you are, there's a couple of things on this note page that I like. One is an introduction, or an outline, and we're going to do an outline too. So and the little arrows can go down, and we'll have like a hook, a background, a thesis and claim. So we'll work on the thesis statement, because I know that we're talking about, or you don't know yet, but I do. We're going to be looking at careers, career search, and you're going to talk about a certain career or look at a certain career. You may decide that you don't like the career, but I would recommend, once you decide on a career to write about, and look up and research, and you'll have a couple of days for that. Once you start writing, once you start getting things down, don't switch your career yet. Go ahead, and even if you find out, hey, look, it's oversaturated, I'm not interested in going there, stay with this paper, because I don't want you get 2 weeks in and go, oh man, I want to do another career. Part of this is, one, to teach you or to help you learn how to research a career that you might be interested in, or a career that you could be interested in. All right, because you might, so we were talking about realtors the other day, you might be interested in realtors until you find out the market is oversaturated with realty agents, and basically it's almost like being an athlete in the major leagues or NFL or something like that. The ones who really make the good money, it's very few and far between, especially now that the market is oversaturated, or I guess undersaturated, with homes that are for sale. Corporate is a little bit different, but you can research that too. So anyway, stick with what you are researching. All right, so I like the outline format, and I can give that to you. I can't do a copy and paste for you, but there's a lot of things in there, and we'll talk about that next week. The other thing, what I like about the note cards include sources. So if let's see, pile example, I don't want to do that one. Topic sent, introduction, body paragraph, characterization. I'll do this one because we were looking at characterization anyway on things, characters that people author and creates. If I double click on this, I can open up this note card. I can't remember if I had anything on it or not. A lot of things I was just doing is just to set up the note cards. Actually, I have too many things on here. So I need to show you a blank note card. But anyway, when you do a note card, like if I'm going to do a certain part of my paper, I'm just going to call it, the types of workers that are involved with that career, or education that you need for that career. I would title that portion up there at the top. So, and then I'll find wherever my article is, and I'll do like a direct quote or whatever. So I'll bring it in here. I'll show, like for this one, I did characters, but who are the principal people in the work? I've added things like questions that I had for that particular one. There's nothing specific about it. These are your note cards. But what's great about these is that when you, like if I were to do a quote and have it all put into this box here that you see, I can do a summary here in my own words. And you can see it kind of guides you in your own words, explain it to yourself in words that you can understand. So when you do that, it kind of works and it looks. All right, so original thinking, how does it fit with what you know? I mean, that's an optional thing. Maybe if I'm thinking I can put this as a highlight for that particular career or something to stand out. Just little tags that were, I saw my tags thing down there. So it's just a little something that helps you put where it's going to be in your paper. So Noodle Tools drives this for you. So let me save it and close that. I'm just going to show you an unmarked card. I'm just going to do a new one. So if I'm going to create a new one, so yeah, all right, and I'm going to do it education, because I'm just going to say that's what we need. I hope I did that right. Yeah, education. The source, you should already have your source selected. I found this source with Neil Helms, Critical Context. I'm just using him. So yours might be something from wherever. So you just put it there. But if you see, copy, paste, and annotate here. So if you pull something from an article, you're reading an article online, copy that section and paste it, because it'll be from this article right here, Neil Helms. Copy, paste it, and annotate it right there. So all the little questions that you have, all the little highlights, you can do it right here. And of course, you can always get back to the original article, because here's your source back up here. And I think you can just click on it and it will take you there. So that's another positive about these note cards. And basically, it's a serious organizational tool. And then again, here's your own words. So every time you pull up a new note card, you get these prompts telling you what you're doing. So it kind of makes it fairly easy. I didn't add the URL, but the URL is in this one here with my source. I'm not big, you can do it, and that's fine. Just put it up there and whatever. I'm not going to be picky and judging if you filled out everything on these note cards. I want the note cards to be able for you guys to utilize, and not for me to say, oh, this person just left this out, that's minus 10 points. This is a help thing for you. It's not it is a requirement to do the note card in some fashion, so at least a direct quotation and in your own words. Just keep that in mind. And we'll go over it more extensively. Let me save and close. I probably just need to delete it. What I like about the outline, once all the note cards are done, and let me see if I still have it up there. I don't. You can, depending on how you got your note cards in here, you can take these note cards and slide them in. Let's see, I think this was a pile. Or that's a pile. It is a pile. So expand. So like if I had several note cards with an education, I can put them in a pile and it'll be there. But all I would have to do is, I know that this Untitled 2 might be something that goes under my topic sentence or something like that. I can just slide it to my outline, and it'll pop it right there into the outline. And I didn't do a good job doing that. Gold, I'm going to try to get that. Gold is symbolic. That was something from Fitzgerald. I'm going to put it under, I'll just put it right there. So once it's in, there it is. So you can see how it just popped into the thing. And then I'm going to pop another. It's not going to make sense to you. I got 2 more minutes. I'm going to put it right there. But what's really cool about the outline, once the outline is complete, I can go over here and print. And I know you won't remember this right now, but I can print the outline with the note cards. We'll talk about that next week. But when I print the outline with the note cards, I want to export it to Google Doc, because I can copy from Google Doc and paste it into my paper. If I want all this stuff, I'm not going to put page numbers. I know I don't want tags. I don't want cues. I want the quotation. I want my paraphrase and maybe my ideas. I don't necessarily need the history or creator, but if I submit it, what's going to happen is it's going to create my outline in Google Docs with all your notes. So if you've done your summary and if you've done your paraphrases, you've just about written your paper. And if you put it in that outline order, guess what? I mean, that's the order your paper is probably going to be written. So it will be easy to kind of copy and paste and put into your paper, or use this to start. I mean, you'll see it. You can't really use this, but it's a good format for your paper. It really is. So I'm waiting for it to pop up, and then we'll be done. So I put on my board over here. I didn't put it on the scroll. You see you do see the questions on the scroll. How can a career in blank benefit the community? How do you know information research is credible? But then our agenda says Noodle Tools, note cards, and then does it write your paper for you? Does Noodle Tools write your paper for you? The argument is, if you put information in Noodle Tools, and Noodle Tools can just about write your paper from that outline. So the outline just popped up, but you still have to do something in order to make it a complete paper. So like, here's just a story of an hour. There's the source, and you can see the quote. Where did I put that? Gold is, I can't remember where it is. Oh, I'm still getting a little scrolling thing. It's still thinking. So a little long. Page unresponsive. All right. So anyway, so here it is. Here's one of my direct quotes, commentary. Who is this man Gatsby? I'm going to find out. And the paraphrase, who is this man Gatsby? I'm going to find out. This shows that Tom is looking for a fight. So I just threw that in there. And if I just highlight that, that will go into my paper right there. But if I did that for everything, all the commentary, all the quotes, and if I just, I would have enough information that I can just load into my paper and just fill in with my thoughts and ideas. And your thoughts and ideas will probably be there too if you've checked that box. I had a better example, but again, I'm a little bit over time. But anyway, this is just kind of showing you that Noodle Tools can be productive for you. So once we start next week too on working physically on the paper, you guys in here, I'm going to want to, you won't be able to work on extra stuff. You won't be able to be on your phones in the middle of my lecture, and you won't be able to, I'm going to be hard on you because I want to push this and get it done. So I want to be able to see, there's my gold is symbolic, and there's my source and stuff. So, but I want you to be able to, ask questions. I want you to be able to utilize different things. And I do have not a format, but something that I'm going to give to you as well as far as the assignment level. Again, it's not going to be tough and hard, but what I'm really concerned about is you guys looking at the career, finding information from it. And I don't want you to just talk about, oh, this is going to be good money. I want you to figure out how much competitors are vying for the position you're trying to get into. Is this a good career that I need? Long term, that's something else you need to think about too. where does it lead long term? Well, if your career is just going to be a hot dog vendor for a major league ballpark, what happened last year? The vendors couldn't operate. You got to take that into consideration too. But how many major league ballparks are there? I mean, hot dog vendors are, that's a lucrative contract, and there's not many major league ballparks. If that's what you can do, or you can street vendors, you can do that too. I mean, you can research any career you want to. So I'm not limiting it. So just choose one. All right. So that's it. That's all I want to let you see today. Please make sure that we're working on finishing up any work that is missing. There are quite a few students that are still missing work. And remember, I cannot help you if you don't have anything that's turned in. If you turn something in, I can help you, and perhaps you won't have to take English 3 again. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. We're getting in the short rows. It's Thursday. Tomorrow is the last day of the semester, last day of the 6 weeks, the second marking period. So you have this weekend to get things in, get it done. I need to get it graded. If you wait until the very last day, like the last minute, and expect me to grade it, that's going to be a little tough. So in other words, that might be a grade change form that you'll see 2 weeks later, and you'll still look like you have a very bad grade, and we're trying to avoid that. So I want you to pass. I want you to do good. Catch up on this work, turn something in, get it to me so I can give you some feedback as well, and let's just get to work.